In a quiet desert village, surrounded by golden dunes and whispering winds, lived a young boy named Hassan. He was 12 years old, thin, barefoot most of the time, but his heart was bright with faith. His father had passed away when he was small, and his mother worked long hours weaving baskets to earn enough for food. Every night, Hassan would sit on the small rooftop of their mud house, watching the stars in the sky. He believed those stars were signs from Allah, reminders that even in darkness, there is always light. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the dunes, Hassan saw his mother sitting beside a broken lantern. It was the only lantern they owned, the one they used for dinner, reading Quran, and lighting the small house at night. The glass was shattered, the handle was bent, the flame no longer stayed lit. His mother sighed and said, "Hassan, I don't have money to buy a new one. We'll need to manage without light for a while." She tried to smile, but he could see the worry in her eyes. Hassan gently picked up the lantern. "Don't worry, Mama, I will fix it." But in truth, he had no idea how. At dawn, Hassan set out into the village, with the broken lantern wrapped carefully in cloth. He walked from one shop to another. The blacksmith shook his head. "Too damaged, not worth repairing." The carpenter laughed softly. "Buy a new one, child. This one is finished." The metalworker barely looked at it. "No hope. Throw it away." With every rejection, Hassan's hope dimmed. But he remembered something his father used to say. When people close the doors, turn to Allah. His doors never close. So holding the lantern close to his chest, Hassan walked beyond the village, toward the desert. He walked for hours, the heat burning his skin, the sand sticking to his feet. Finally, he reached a small hill he often climbed with his father. He sat there, tears forming in his eyes. "Ya Allah," he whispered, "I don't want to return home without light for my mother. Please help me." As he cried, a gentle breeze blew across the desert, and in that breeze, a voice spoke. "Why is a young boy crying in such a beautiful place?" Hassan turned. Behind him stood an old traveler with a white beard, wearing dusty clothes, and holding a wooden staff. His face was kind, like someone who had traveled long distances but carried peace with him. Hassan wiped his tears and showed the broken lantern. "Everyone in the village says it cannot be fixed, but I need light for my mother. I cannot go back without trying everything." The old man smiled. "Everything? Then you still have one thing left." Hassan frowned. "What is that?" The man sat beside him. "Hope. When hope ends, the heart becomes dark. When hope lives, even a broken lantern can shine." He took the lantern in his hands. His fingers were rough, aged, but steady. "Let us try." Slowly, carefully, he bent the metal back into shape. He replaced the broken glass with a thin piece of desert crystal he carried in his bag. Then he opened a small flask and poured a few drops of oil inside. Finally, he lit it. To Hassan's amazement, the lantern glowed, softly at first, then brighter, shining beautifully through the crystal. Hassan gasped. "You fixed it." The old man nodded. "No, my son. Allah fixed it. I was only a tool." As the sky darkened, Hassan carried the glowing lantern back toward home. The villagers were shocked. "That old thing? How is it working? Who fixed it? Where did you get that crystal from?" Hassan smiled, but said nothing. Some gifts were too beautiful to explain. When he reached his house, his mother was sitting in the darkness, waiting. She heard footsteps and looked up. Her eyes widened as she saw the glowing lantern in Hassan's hands. "Ya Allah, Hassan, how?" He hugged her. "Allah never leaves us in darkness, Mama." They placed the lantern in the center of their small home. For the first time in many nights, the room glowed warmly. The light touched the walls, their faces, and their hearts. That night, Hassan recited Quran beside his mother. the soft light dancing gently. The next day, Hassan went back to the desert hill to thank the old man, but he was gone. Only footprints in the sand remained. Some say he was a traveler, some say a saint, some say Allah sent him as a mercy. But one thing was certain. Since that day, Hassan's lantern never dimmed. Even when the oil ran low, the flame stayed bright. Even when the wind blew hard, it did not go out. It became known in the village as the Lantern of Hope, and Hassan grew up to be a man who helped others the same way the traveler helped him, bringing light wherever people felt darkness in their hearts.